Now, the first tip that I have for you is relatively simple, but the magic happens with consistency. Read out loud for 1 minute a day. That's it. And there are two ways you can do this, and I recommend maybe do 1 week one way, 1 week the other way. The first is read one sentence out loud 3 times. Now, the reason that you want to do this is because it helps you with your delivery. So, part of the things that I coach is, and if you've worked with me before, you know that typically non native speakers will use a head voice. You want to bring that down, find your more authentic register, your chest voice. So, that's going to help you with the repetition. Then the other thing that you're probably struggling with right now is connected speech. Most non-native speakers tend to speak a little more robotically, especially when you get nervous or anxious. So by implementing connected speech patterns, which if you've taken my courses before, it's the linking and the blending. When you repeat a sentence 3 times, it allows you to identify those patterns and be able to practice them. And third is I want you to visualize. Don't just read the sentence out loud. First, you want to be strategic. What sentence? Think about what your weaknesses are in communication right now. For example, if you are not that great at interrupting during a meeting, or maybe you're leading meetings and you're struggling with redirecting people so you can keep everybody on track, find those expressions, use that as your practice, and then visualize yourself in the actual meeting. Is it a virtual meeting? What are you wearing? What are you looking at? Is it in a particular meeting room? Who are the people in there? What does it smell like? The more you visualize, the more you activate that reaction that you have in real life. So that way you can feel the anxiety and practice performing and speaking through it. So that's one way that I want you to do that practice. And usually that'll be less than a minute. And I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but if you do it every single day, it's life-changing. And so this is something that with my clients, we really strategize a lot on, okay, this week we want to practice this skill, and this is what you're going to do every day. If you doubt it, or if you think, oh, I can do 5 minutes every day, don't. I'm telling you right now, you're going to start excited. It's the beginning of the year or the beginning of a new habit. And then that excitement's going to taper off when real life hits, and it's going to be a lot easier for you to quit. If you just do it for a minute or less, it's a lot harder to find an excuse to quit. And so that's going to help you with making it a more sustainable practice. So don't do it for more than 1 minute and do it every day. And don't think, oh, I forgot this whole week. I'll just do 7 minutes on Saturday. That's like saying I forgot to go to the gym all month and I'm going to get all the benefits I need by going to the gym for more time 1 day a month. It doesn't work that way. Pronunciation and fluency, as much as we think about it as something in the mind, it's very muscular. And so you need that daily muscular activation. Now, the other thing you can do, in addition to some of the days you're doing one sentence 3 times, another thing that you can do is read out loud for 1 minute. So this is pretty helpful if you tend to give speeches, do public speaking. Maybe you're reading a business book that has a lot of words or phrases that you really enjoy. So don't pick something that has overcomplicated language. You want to pick something that I usually recommend articles, not anything too heavy in the journalistic sense, because the speech that they use is different than what we use in speaking. It could be Instagram captions. A lot of times those are written in a more conversational tone. So by reading for 1 minute, it might be a sentence, it might be 5 sentences, depending on the length. Your goal is to focus on the breathing of fluency. With the other practice, it's about the repetition that allows you to activate different fluency techniques. With reading 1 minute consistently, you're going to notice that what happens is you're either going to get bored of yourself and realize, oh, my voice is so robotic. So you really want to work on intonation and being engaging. As a leader, it's really important to be able to activate that skill so that you can get people's attention, because your people are in meetings for 7 hours out of the 9 that they're working, and that can be really frustrating. So you want to bring extra energy when you have their attention to keep their attention. And you'll notice that sometimes you'll feel like you're out of breath. A lot of what I do with my clients is teaching them how to breathe for speaking English. And it's about doing a tiny inhale through the mouth instead of inhale, exhale through the nose and mouth. These are practices you're going to start being able to implement as you learn the intonation of English, and then you figure out where you can breathe to help it feel more natural. Bye now. Thank you so much. And remember, your English is good enough. You are good enough. Now we just get to be better together.